You're definitely not going to live to 127, that's
Sure.
for sure. So what's the downside of just laying it all out there? What's the downside of just saying it all?
What's the downside? I'm not wanting my children to believe that I killed their mothers. I do not want my kids to think that about me.
It sounds like you did do that and you just don't want them to know.
No, I didn't do that. I want them to know the truth and believe the truth.
Drew, I just asked you what's the downside of just laying it all out there. And the answer would have been, there's nothing to lay out. Instead, you said, I don't want my children knowing.
No, I don't want them thinking that of me.
You see what I just did?
Sure.
I asked you what the downside is
Sure.
of just laying it all out there and being honest, and you said you didn't want your children knowing that.
We can sit here, and you're an expert interviewer, and you can manipulate what I'm saying any way you want.
I'm not manipulating you. I want to know the truth.
I'm saying it's possible. So it's just like my thing is, I'm very guarded now with what I say to you.
I think you let your guard down.
Well,
I think you just said to me, you're not going to lay it all out there because you don't want your children knowing.
I'm not going to say nothing that's going to make my children believe that I killed their mothers.
What if being honest actually made things better?
I have been honest. And the thing is, telling them a lie that I did something is ludicrous, stupid. If I did it and wanted to come clean to them, then yes, but I didn't.
You know, O.J. Simpson wrote a book called If I Did It.
Right.
And he wrote a book about if he'd done it, this is the way he would have done it.
Right.
Did you ever think about something like that?
No. Not at all.
You never imagine if I'd actually done it, this is the way it would have happened?
I don't think that... Does O.J. get to keep any of that money?
Not anymore.
So it's just like, why do it?
You were about to say something. You said, I don't think that, and then you stopped. What was it you were going to say?
I don't think that would be beneficial for me to write a book.
Why not?
For what? What
You
reason?
have a lot of time.
There's no money. There's no money involved in it.
It's not always about money. Not everything's about a payday.
You're going to pay me, I'll do it.
Don't you want your conscience clear? Don't you want people to believe your truth? You say no one listens to you. Why not write a book?
I would want my conscience clear only if I was guilty. My conscience is clear. So how can I clear it anymore?
Do you fear that you're being forgotten?
It don't matter. I'd rather be forgotten. If I'm forgotten, then nobody's bringing up new charges on me or accusing me of something else. I'd rather forget me.
You really want people to forget you?
Sure. Except my children. Other than that, I don't care.
You don't seem to be the kind of person, from the outside looking in, that wants to be forgotten. You seem to be someone who enjoys the limelight.
Nope. Get me out of it. The limelight is what exaggerated everything and got me in here.
So you're a different person now.
I'm a different person? I'm the same as I always was.
Well, that Drew Peterson loved the limelight.
Yeah, it's just part of my obnoxiousness.
But now you're saying you don't want the limelight.
I want to be forgotten. Leave me alone.
Are you happy that there's fewer letters, fewer headlines?
No.
Some people don't know who Drew Peterson is.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter.
It makes no difference to you one way or the other.
None.
If you're fading from the headlines.
None. None whatsoever.
Because if you were to decide to come clean and to talk,
I have come clean.
you would no longer be obscure.
Describe your definition of obscure.
Well, fewer and fewer people know who you are. Fewer and fewer people know the story. It's becoming an older story.
Great.
And memories are fading.
Great. Fade. Forget.
So there's nothing that you would do to change that. There's nothing that you would do to say, it's time for you all to know my story, whatever that story is.
It doesn't matter. If I said till I'm blue in the face, I did not do this, people are just going to say, yeah, right. If I said, yeah, I did this, see, I told you, everybody's like, told you so. So it doesn't matter. It has no benefit to me to say anything one way or the other. None.
How do you think life has been so unfair to you? If everything's rigged against you, why is that?
Why? People enjoy seeing policemen in trouble. They really do. I was a policeman for 32 years, and I've seen a lot of cops get in trouble, and people enjoy that. Am I right?
So the whole reason for the disaster that has become of your life, sitting here incarcerated until you're 127 years old, is because people don't like police officers?
No, it's just the prosecution got stuck with this thing. They took it so far that now they're stuck with it. Do something with it. They had to get a conviction.
I think it's a little more complex than that. If you look at your entire life, 4 wives, cheated on all of them with the next, multiple abuse complaints from many of the wives, accusations of murder, accusations of orchestrating the demise of a prosecutor, accusations that you're making that one of your wives is actually alive and that her sister is keeping the ruse going just to sink you and get publicity. There are a lot of things that have to go against you. There's a whole conspiracy of the world against Drew Peterson for all of those stories to be true.
Okay.
Do you understand how hard it is to believe all that and how preposterous it sounds?
I don't care.
That wasn't the question.
But I'm telling you, I don't care.
But the question was, do you understand why it is preposterous to believe all of those conspiracies?
Right. I understand why. People enjoy seeing a policeman in trouble.
It's all about hating police?
Some of it, yeah.
And the rest of it?
People love gossiping about it. People, if you went out because you have a certain amount of popularity, if you went out and killed your husband, oh my God, holy shit, that's a big story. She had to have done it. And how do you fight your way out of that? Put yourself in my position. How do you get out of it? You tell people you didn't do it. Everybody says they didn't do it. So put yourself in my position. What would you do?
Put yourself in my position, he said. What would you do? What would I do? I would be screaming from the rooftop that I didn't do it. Now, he does say that every so often, but it's not the first answer to every question. I certainly wouldn't be joking about killing people, especially killing wives. Now, hold that thought for a second, because I just wanted to remind you, as you were watching that interview, that was 8 minutes straight, no edits. We wanted to run that raw so that you got the dynamic of what it's like to talk to him. And that's the joy of having this program. It's not like, you know, Dateline, where they cut it all up. This is raw. You're getting every piece of mood that I encountered from Drew Peterson. After we wrapped up the interview, Drew was talking. He kept talking, and we kept talking while the crew was getting a few pieces of extra video, some wider shots and side shots. So I just kept asking him questions, and I asked him why he agreed to even meet with me, since he knew that I was going to ask tough questions. At least I assumed he did. And he joked, and I quote, "Unless you marry me, I won't kill you." I am not kidding. Unless you marry me, I won't kill you. Just have a look at this. Listen closely. Part of me always wonders why, like if we ask for an interview in a prison, why not? You know, what else you got going on, right? It's just a nice change in the daily.
That's why I'm here talking to you.
But a lot of guys say no.
Say no? Well, some might have this feeling that you're trying to get them, or this is going to be used against them somehow, or something.
They can hold their own.
So the thing is, some you can't.
Yeah.
You know, things get twisted and turned. I mean, you get to twist and turn everything I say.
I really do sense, Drew, that you're tired of it all. Like you're just kind of, you're a different person.
I am.
You're a very different person.
I'm tired of it all.
Than when we first saw you. whatever you thought in the process that you were in, when you were in it, when you were doing perp walks and all the rest, you seem to be enjoying it, or at least you seem to be playing in the circus.
Sure.
And you had a lot of energy, you know? Whether it was mental energy, physical energy, whatever it was,
Right.
you were a very different person.
Okay.
Today, I feel like you're sitting here because, again, why not? But for no other reason. Like, I don't even sense that you are fighting to have me believe you're innocent. Like, I don't feel that you have the fight in you.
Well, the thing is, if you have a lot of people like you coming at you, and they all hyped up about you and kind to you and everything, and all of a sudden you see me on TV and they're bad-mouthing you, it's like, what the hell? That's not what we said. You know? So it's just like I've kind of become callous to you and people like you.
Yeah.
I don't hate you, but it's just like I'm...
No offense taken. Don't worry about it. I get it. I'm a journalist. It's my job to be tough, so you need to understand that, right?
I'm cautious about you.
Of
because
course.
they've screwed me in the past.
As I am about you, because it's our jobs.
And I promise, unless you marry me, I'll kill you. I'm making a joke.
I will guarantee you that it's not going to happen, my friend.
Okay.
It is a little weird to have 4 wives, you know?
Not really.
Yeah, it is.
I see a lot of, well, in your world, in my world, it's not.
How many people do you know that had 4 wives?
A few.
How many people do you know that had 4 wives and 2 of them are either dead or suspiciously missing?
Just me.
Yeah. See what I mean?
That I know.
But you see what I mean?
And that's fine.
Eventually, Drew Peterson admitted that he did agree to the interview because there isn't a whole lot else to do in the maximum security. So I also want you to hear who he spends his time with in his protective custody prison pod. So give me an example of the name of your best friend in here who you commiserate with. Who is he and what's his story?
Well, I have a bunch of people I talk to. And it's just a matter of talking to them. It's just, you know, talk about their kids, talk about...
Can you tell me some of the names of the guys that you are friendly with?
No.
Because?
They don't want me to.
Okay. So without naming them, give me some examples of the friendships that you have.
Well, I kind of keep to myself pretty much, but the friends that I got are just guys come in, they talk for a little bit and they leave. Somebody else come in and talk for a little bit and leave. And that's about it.
What are some of the other infractions that your friends here are in for?
A lot of murderers. There's some child molesters in here. There's a whole gamut of crimes.
So some of your friends who you've been able to make inside here in protective custody are murderers and child molesters?
Sure.
They've turned out to be good friends?
What do you mean by good friends?
Do you have any good friends?
I'd say I got some who don't want to be brought up in here.
Sure, I understand.
So.
But they're serious offenses.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are they also innocent, or are some of them definitely guilty?
Don't ask. They don't tell me.
You don't talk about it?
No.
Do you believe that they're guilty of the crimes they're in for?
Well, I know I'm not, so it's just like they could be just as innocent, but I don't know. So I don't judge them.
So you don't discuss the crimes that your fellow inmates are in for?
Not really.
And you and the closer friends that you've made don't discuss your crimes between each other?
Not really, no.
Not really, but a little bit?
Not really. It's just kind of like, why are you here? What happened to you? And that's about the extent of it.
Does it ever cross your mind that if they're in for, say, child molesting, you might not want to be their friend? It's not the moral character that you like?
I know I don't belong in here. I can't judge whether they do or not.
So there's an amnesty among all of you in terms of judging each other's crimes?
For me, there is. I don't judge anybody.
And what makes you sad?
What makes me sad? I mean, when I was a policeman, cops made fun of everything. Something happened, cops could laugh at it, just that. The only thing they didn't laugh at was a hurt child. And other than that, everything else was fair game. And you may think they have sick brains about it, but no, just how they cope with bad things. But when a child's hurt, then everybody's serious, stone face. It's like, there's nothing funny about it.
So children being hurt is what really gets to you?
It always has, because I have children myself. I can imagine my children being hurt like that.
Does it concern you that some of your friends are child molesters?
In here? Again, you're in a different environment, and so you're trying to just make do, and you don't judge nobody. I don't judge these guys. I don't, would I want them for next door neighbors? Probably not.
Is Stacy dead?
I don't know.
What do you think?
I believe, see, if you look into her life, her mother did the same thing. Her mother did the same thing, disappeared like that. Stacy always loved and admired her mother. You know, so if Stacy did what her mother did, I could believe that all day long. Kathy, my third wife.
Yeah, she's your third.
She'd fight at a snap of a finger. She'd just want to argue all the time. She was a very, what's the word? Well, she was very Italian. She was very boisterous, very combative. It had to be her way or no way. And I didn't really put up with that. So it's like,
what does that mean when you say you didn't put up with that?
I didn't want to hear it. You know,
and what would you do to not hear it?
There was no compromise. I'd walk away.
So, Drew, it's hard to understand walking away results in a domestic disturbance call 18 times over. It sounds to me like you didn't maybe always walk away.
I walked away, or she'd follow me out. She'd follow me out the door yelling. It was like, okay, well, what do you do with that?
But who calls in a domestic disturbance when someone walks away?
Don't know. Doesn't have to be the people involved in it. It could be neighbors or...
But you're asking me why I'm skeptical,
right? And
you're telling me something that a reasonable person would find skeptical. Right?
Okay, that's fine. Be skeptical, but I know what happened.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.